Welcome to Batavia Spotlight. This is the BATV monthly program highlighting the best in Batavia and the surrounding community. I'm Ellen Huxtable, the host of this program. Today, we welcome Scott Pruden from Batavia Enterprises, Tom Wangler from Confident Aire, and Peter Lowe from the Batavia Firework Foundation. Well, thank you so much for being here today with us, Scott.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Batavia Enterprises?
Sure. Batavia Enterprises is a locally owned and operated family business. We started out in this area, downtown Batavia specifically, in the early 1950s. The core of our business is leasing office, industrial, retail, commercial space, and we also touch in the residential real estate arena as well.
I see. I noticed that recently there's been both of the Batavia Enterprises and then BERE. Can you tell us about those two entities and how they relate to each other?
Yes, very good question. So Batavia Enterprises is our core business. Any leasing we do under the Batavia Enterprise umbrella, that would be properties that Batavia Enterprises owns themselves. So when we lease an office in downtown Batavia under the Batavia Enterprise umbrella, that's a property that we manage and we lease and we have full control over. On the BERE real estate side, that's our brokerage firm. So very similar to your standard Caldwell Banker, CB Richard Ellis firms, we handle the third-party brokerage and management of other landlords' properties. So if a landlord owned an office in Geneva or St. Charles or Batavia, we could manage that property for them, we could list that property for sale for them or for lease for them.
What is the geographic boundaries for Batavia Enterprises?
So contrary to what our name is, Batavia Enterprises, we actually service Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles, West Chicago, and we also have vacant land, vacant farmland going out west as far as Rockford.
And so you have commercial and residential and also some of the farmland that you have there.
Correct.
And when you do the management for other people, do you do the management on an ongoing basis, or is it episodic things you do for them? What are the services you give them?
Yeah, so if we're managing let's say somebody owns a duplex in St. Charles, and they're in out of town, they live in Florida, and they say, I want to rent this out. So they'll call us, and they'll say, we need you to find us a couple tenants for our duplex, and we also need you to work on getting us landscape contractors, snowplow contractors. We need you to collect the rent for us every month. So we're full service in regards to the BERE real estate side, where we can actually broker sales, list properties for sale and lease.
Do you also do individual residential properties or mostly the multi-tenant properties?
We do single-family homes, so we will list those for sale. We will represent buyers for a single-family home as well.
Now, you mentioned a little bit about the background for Batavia Enterprises. Can you tell us a little bit about how it's operated now, how many people work for it, and what everybody does?
Sure. So our company was started, like I said, in the early 1950s. The current owner of Batavia Enterprises is Jerry Dempsey. He's a very prominent figure here in Batavia. His father, Larry Dempsey, started the business. So Larry passed the business down to Jerry, and now Jerry's son, Austin, who is my direct boss, he will be taking over for Jerry once Jerry retires. We have about 18 office staff. We also have 8 full-time maintenance guys on our staff. They're out taking care of our buildings, changing light bulbs, shoveling the sidewalks, all that sort of stuff.
And what are some of the properties that you have in Batavia? What are some of the landmarks that we can recognize as being Batavia Enterprises properties?
So as of the past week, the most prominent property would probably be, well, it was the old Swanson's hardware store right on Wilson Street. So I'm sure everybody in Batavia is aware that we have taken that building down and we're in the process of developing a new Walgreens store. So that's definitely, that's a property everybody knows. But also the Newton House at the northwest corner of Route 31 in Wilson. That's an office building, great property. We've had that in the portfolio for probably 30 years.
So how can somebody get a hold of you? How can they get Batavia Enterprises, perhaps if they have a property to sell or they want to investigate your management of a property? How can they get in touch with you?
Sure. So we definitely have quite a few signs around town, so I'm sure everyone has driven past those. They can go to our website at beiproperties.net or give our office a call at 630-879-3680.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciated learning more about this very important part of Batavia.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And please stay tuned for our sponsor announcement, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Wangler, President of Confident Aire. Regular maintenance can prolong the life of your furnace and keep your energy costs to a minimum. Plus, there's less of a chance of a breakdown on a cold winter night. Your furnace needs proper care and attention to keep it running smoothly, so you don't end up paying too much for heating during the cold winter months, or worse yet, with deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We recommend an annual inspection to ensure safe operation. Confident Aire, your trusted home comfort professionals since 1992.
The Drendel & Jansen's Law Group has practiced law in Aurora since 1961 and in Batavia since 1994.
We focus our energy on representing people and businesses and families in the local community.
We represent clients in Kane and surrounding counties in matters ranging from divorce to wills, business law to zoning.
We focus our efforts on planning and working towards positive resolutions for businesses and families.
When clients need someone to fight for their interests, we're ready, willing, and able to act as aggressive advocates to protect their interests.
Drendel & Jansen's Law Group with offices in Batavia and Aurora and located on the web at batavialaw.com.
The Kane County Chronicle is your best source for news and information in print and online in the Tri-Cities and Caneland.
This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
Downtown Batavia, always moving by nature. Recreation. Nature. The arts. Specialty shops. Restaurants and services. Downtown is everyone's neighborhood. Come, celebrate. Meet friends. Unwind.
See you downtown.
I'm very pleased to welcome to our program Peter Lowe from the Batavia Fireworks Fund. So Peter, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about the fund and what your mission is?
Yes, I'm glad to. Fireworks Fund is really an organization put together of local committee members whose plan is to raise money every year for the Batavia 4th of July fireworks and to make a wonderful event. And so it's really primarily a funding a funding committee and a committee to plan the program and organization as it occurs. We exist year-round. We have meetings year-round for various events to raise the funds, and it's all volunteers. So it's a fun group of people. We have a lot of fun at our meetings, and we plan different events to hopefully every year we can raise enough money to have the fireworks out at Angstrom Park.
So what are some of the events? I know we have the yard sale. Can you tell us a little about that and some of the other things you do?
The garage sale is probably our biggest, it is our biggest fundraising event. We have about 175 to 180 garage sales that participate in the community. Each one pays money in to help donate to the fireworks as they have their garage sale, and we provide them a city map and yard sale signs and things so they can help to have a more successful sale. We also promote it within the community so people come into the community to shop and buy at the garage sales. It's a nice event, and it's held every year in May. I will mention this year we are contemplating having a second garage sale. It's not definite, I shouldn't mention it, but if you are interested in having one, you could let us know on our Facebook page or at our website, which is www.bataviafireworks.org.
So that's for those of us that are procrastinators and didn't get everything organized in time for the last sale.
That's right. There's some interest for it, so we're looking to see how much, and if it's an event we'd like to go forward with.
How much does it cost to run the fireworks every year for us?
It's an interesting question. The fireworks themselves are roughly about $35,000, and everybody asks, that's the big question they ask. But the total organization for the full event is about $50,000. So it takes a lot of donations from within the community and sponsorships to help make that event possible.
Beyond the garage sale and the yard sales that you have, what are the other ways that you raise money?
This year, for the first time, we're planning to have on June 14th, which is Flag Day, an ice cream social at the Peg Bond Center. So it's going to be one of those good old-fashioned, come have ice cream, enjoy the entertainment that's there. A nice little festival down at the Peg Bond Center. And we'll raise a little extra money for the fireworks through that, but more important, people can also celebrate and have fun on Flag Day. Batavia has a little bit of a link to Flag Day, or quite a link actually, because the founder of Flag Day is from Batavia.
I didn't know that.
And during the years of 1912 to 1932, I think he was a resident here in Batavia. He was a dentist.
Oh my gosh.
And he petitioned Roosevelt and the government to have Flag Day made as a national recognition of the flag. And years later it was accepted. So we kind of have that attachment to Flag Day, and we hope that people will come and remember and help participate in the Flag Day event at our ice cream social.
Lots of great things for the community there. Is there anything that we might not know about the Fireworks Committee, something that we might not know about it?
Well, I think we all have, most of us have seen the fireworks and been there at one time or another and enjoyed the fireworks celebration. But actually, there's about roughly 30,000 people who come to the fireworks. It's well known in the western suburbs as one of the best fireworks shows in the western suburbs. So a lot of people come to Engstrom Park. It's held on July 4th, of course, and there's starts at 5 o'clock with food vendors, and then at the 9 o'clock is the program actually begins for the fireworks. But there's entertainment there afternoon, so it's a great event for people to come and spend the late afternoon, have your picnic in the park, have fun in the park, enjoy the food, enjoy the entertainment, and then the fireworks begin in the evening. But it's seen by so many people that it's really become a situation where people in Batavia are proud to mention that we have a great fireworks show.
We absolutely do.
Yeah, and people really say that. If they say, what's true about Batavia, they'll say, well, we have this, we have that, but on the list high on top, or near the top, is that fireworks show every year. It's not easy for us as a committee to raise the money every year that we need for the show. It takes a lot of donations, and so we're going to have little canisters in various retail locations coming up now that people can give donations. We have 50-50 raffle tickets. We have quite a few corporate sponsors who participate in the show, and we thank everybody for that. But we do need everybody's help.
Absolutely. And you told me before, you don't get to push the button to set off the fireworks,
that's right? And I told you, I have a friend who was invited to join the committee because we're always looking for more help. And he was invited to join the committee, and he said yes, he'd be on the committee, thinking he got to push the button to set off the fireworks. But that's done by professionals. We don't get to touch those. They do a very good job of it, and hopefully there's not been any accidents that we need to worry about. They shoot them off from actually the Mooseheart property, and you can view them for the high school lot, from Engstrom Park, from residents around, so it's a lot of fun.
So how do people contact you if they'd like to join the committee or learn more about this?
And we'd like to have them contact at www.batavia.org is our website, so we want people to contact us there. Anybody they know on the committee, they can certainly volunteer to help. We're always looking for lots more help. We have a Facebook page, you can find us there, and there's always links to let us know that you'd like to help.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciated learning more about this.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Yes, and please stay tuned for our sponsor announcement, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Wangler, President of Confident Aire. Regular maintenance can prolong the life of your furnace and keep your energy costs to a minimum. Plus, there's less of a chance of a breakdown on a cold winter night. Your furnace needs proper care and attention to keep it running smoothly, so you don't end up paying too much for heating during the cold winter months, or worse yet, with deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We recommend an annual inspection to ensure safe operation. Confident Aire, your trusted home comfort professionals since 1992.
The Drendel and Jansen's Law Group has practiced law in Aurora since 1961 and in Batavia since 1994.
We focus our energy on representing people and businesses and families in the local community.
We represent clients in Kane and surrounding counties in matters ranging from divorce to wills, business law to zoning.
We focus our efforts on planning and working towards positive resolutions for businesses and families.
When clients need someone to fight for their interests, we're ready, willing, and able to act as aggressive advocates to protect their interests.
Trendle and Jansen's Law Group with offices in Batavia and Aurora and located on the web at batavialaw.com.
The King County Chronicle is your best source for news and information in print and online in the Tri-Cities and Caneland.
This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
Downtown Batavia, always moving by nature. Recreation. Nature. The arts. Specialty shops. Restaurants and services. Downtown is everyone's neighborhood. Come, celebrate. Meet friends. Unwind.
See you downtown.
We'd very much like to welcome Tom Wangler, the owner of Confident Aire, which is a heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and more business here in Batavia. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Ellen. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Confident Aire, the services you provide?
Well, our core business is heating and air conditioning. We also offer some plumbing services, sump pumps, water heaters, faucet replacements, pretty much everything but main sewer routing. We also work with insulators and air quality testing people to help identify some deeper issues in homes for people with allergies and asthma. Try to bring them some relief and, hit the target right the first time and fix it, as opposed to, ready, fire, aim kind of implementing solutions without knowing the cause. So that's what we do.
Pretty much just about anything we need to have done within the four walls that some of us are not quite qualified to do.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a lot of people are pursuing other technical kinds of fields today, and some of them don't own even basic tools, and they just want to be able to come home, spend time with their families, and that's what we're there for. We can take care of that portion of that honey-do list.
And some of us might have the tools but have no idea how to get them to work, so that's great.
Yeah.
So I know you're in Batavia, but what is your service area? Where do you go to service clients and customers?
Well, if we put a pin in the middle of Batavia and took a 10-mile string and just made a big circle with it, we try to stay within that area. We go up to Elgin, try to avoid a little bit of that eastbound traffic, but we'll go a little further west out to Big Rock and down to Yorkville. And so
do you do commercial, residential, or both?
It ties in with the service area answer. Most of our work comes from referrals from our customers, so we go just about anywhere we get referred to, and sometimes that involves commercial, industrial. All these people who live in these houses also work at companies and own businesses, so oftentimes we build those relationships. We end up doing just about everything.
Can you tell us a little bit about your community service? I know you're very, very active in the community.
It's something I think, trailed on down from my scouting days, and we give a furnace away to a family every year, nominated by local organizations and churches and neighbors, and Mayor Schelke is always very generous of his time to come pull that recipient out of a can or a hat for us, and the work begins. A lot of the kids organizations in town come through the door over there at our showroom, and they want donations for things, and we always try to make sure we have a little something for everybody. And just very, very happy to be involved in the community, and very active in our Chamber of Commerce, as a matter of fact, as well. Great organization.
I know you recently had a book drive for a school in Chicago.
Yeah, we just took about 1,100 textbooks down for children K through 5 who are at a school on the south side of Chicago that doesn't have a library. And
oh, goodness.
My daughter ended up working there through part of her federal funding program for scholarships, and she's working and realizes this, and of course her mentality is to do something about it.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, kind of a grassroots effort there, and she was able to gather 1,100 books. People dropped them off at our showroom in droves, and it was a great experience. I think she's thinking about round 2, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. You know, what a great way to spread the bounty that we have here and to help people out.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a tremendous thing.
Yeah. It's nice to see that continue forward down another generation, make sure that that spirit's not just going to disappear on us, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So now that it's starting to get a little bit warmer out there and hopefully not too rainy, what are some of the tips that you can give us on what we can do so that we don't have to call you quite so often anymore?
Some of the things are kind of silly but obvious. You know, a lot of times the air conditioner's flat top becomes an excellent place to store an unused garbage can or maybe some yard waste bags. And when you turn those things on and they can't breathe, they really don't treat you well in return. So just making sure that the area in general is clean of debris and stuff like that. If people wanted to get a little more technical with an inexpensive thermometer, they could just make sure that the air coming into their vents and the air coming out is a 15 to 20 degree differential. That's a good way to tell if it's working nice and early in the season. And try it early. You know, let's not wait until it's 88 or 90 out to turn it on for the first time, because then you end up waiting in line, and we don't like to do that for people. We'll work till 11 o'clock at night if we have to make sure everybody gets taken care of. But
you'd prefer not to do it
We'd
that
prefer
way.
not to. You know,
prefer
dinner's nice.
It's a nice thing once in a while.
Some of those things, yeah.
That's nice. How long has Confident Air been here? How long have you been in business in the area?
In business since '92, right here in Batavia since '98. And we have 2 locations. There is a showroom at Prairie and Wilson where people can actually, and they do wander in pretty regularly to buy filters and small parts for their furnaces, igniters and stuff like that, schedule appointments. And you can actually see working equipment there and listen to it, you know, before you go and spend a pretty significant amount of money to invest in a new heating and cooling system. It's kind of nice to put your hands on it, you know. A brochure doesn't always cut it. So that's where you can do that. 416 East Wilson Street, across from R&S Liquors, and kind of there by Dimples Donuts and 7-Eleven.
By the tracks right there, right?
Right at the tracks, yeah.
Right at the tracks there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that is actually a place that people can go and put their hands on and touch it and see it and feel it. And,
yeah.
And you're right, the brochures just don't do them justice sometimes.
Yeah. We've got water heaters up there that people can check out, 3 different grades of water heaters, including tankless, which is something people are interested in and want to know more about. And actually a salt-free water softener, which we won't have the time to get into today, but the technology is really cool. And I don't know, as I get older, I don't want to be lugging those blocks of salt down the stairs anymore.
Exactly, or trading off your water heater because it's all full of calcium, right?
True, yeah.
That's me, I think. So how can people get a hold of you? If people wanted to maybe come by and visit and find out about your hours or find out more about what they can do with what they have and how they can make their house more energy efficient, how can they get a hold of you?
You know, people tend to be, we love when people walk through the door. Stop at Dimples, grab some donuts, and then come on in. That's what we tell our customers in jest, but stop at any time you want, or if you just want to, you know, the day kind of comes to an end, it's 9:30 at night, go to our website. It's always open, and it's ConfidentAir with an E on the end, .com.
Well, Tom, thank you so very much for being here with us today. Thank you for telling us about your business and what we can do to not see you quite so often.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for everything you do, Ellen.
Oh, no problem. And thank you for watching this episode of Batavia Spotlight. We look forward to seeing you again next month. Please tune in.